No, and I forgot to
Okay, all right. And will this be on our website
Yes, ma'am.
in a couple of days? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right. All right, so you're gonna have to create a login. You're gonna do that, create a new login, so you're gonna have to do that part. Next slide. Before you begin submitting it, you will have 20 minutes for each page. If you take longer than that, if you don't have all your information with you, it just kicks you out. You'll have to use that login that you just created to go back in. Okay? When you finish, you will get a confirmation page from the IRS and from the FTB. I would love to be able to, maybe Tom can share that.
Oh,
I gave it to Tom so you can actually see what it looks like. So it, can you share that, Denise?
What am I sharing?
The page that Tom is holding up.
So I'll stop sharing. And then, so that's what the confirmation is going to look like, everyone.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a,
It's on the camera. Yeah, that's what it's
Yeah.
going to look like when you get
Yeah.
it. Okay, I just thought it might be helpful for people to see.
Gotcha.
All right. All right. So your next slide. Yeah. All right. So submitting the RRF1 and the CTTR1 online. So if you will notice, we skipped the IRS and the FTB. Once you create that login, all it's going to do is ask you on the screen, is this who you are? And you're going to say yes. But don't get confused because it's going to say California Congress of PTAs. It's not going to come up with Chicago Park. It's not going to come up with whatever your PTA unit is. It's going to say California Congress. Yes, that's what you are going to sign in as. When you go to the next slide in what you're doing, it will ask what you're doing business as, then you can write in Chicago Park or whatever, okay? So don't be confused by California. I'm not California Congress. Yes, you actually are. Okay, and so let's see. That is awfully small. So, oh, okay. So you're going to have to, this is the login to get to the Department of Justice art CT1 so you can file these. It takes you there. You'll have to create another user ID. And it gives you a blank page. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully nobody here is in that boat, but if you are delinquent, and when you go to this page and put it in, it will tell you whether you are current, awaiting reporting, or if you're delinquent. If you're delinquent, please email me and I will help you work through it because you're going to have to file the past years before you can file for this year. Okay? Unfortunately, hopefully your past treasurers did that. If they didn't, like I said, email me and we will go through it. Don't bother Donna. She has to deal with the other 4,000 units in California who did not do it. So I have far fewer of you. All right, so you are going to So before filing electronically with the registry, you want to complete your IRS and use the registry search tool to verify your organization is listed as current or current awaiting reporting, okay? Next slide, Denise. So when you get to that page, you'll see that it has your state charity registration number. That's your CT number. It also has a place for your FTB number. That's your franchise tax board number, or your FEIN number, and your organization name. You don't have to put in all those numbers. Usually you only need one, and maybe your name, and then the state of California, and search. And you get, like on the right-hand side where it says, it will tell you, it will come up with your name of your unit, and you can choose that page and it will tell you whether you're current or delinquent. Now, the numbers that are on here are found in the back of your bylaws on the signature page. If you do not have that, I have those of us at Third District have the handy dandy everything list. You can contact us and we will tell you what they are if you need it, okay? I have a list here with me, and I have another list that Tom can look at as well, so we can help you with those. So this is how you get to the dastardly filed papers that you need to do. Next slide. So, in my personal opinion, it is easier to file the CTTR1 form first because it requires numbers, and some of those numbers are going to transfer over to your RRF1 form. So that's why this slide is up first in our batting area. All right, so your PTA file, if you file a 990N, you have to complete this form and submit it to the AG along with your RRF1. They both go together. You don't send them separately. If you send one and not the other, they're gonna say you didn't complete it. And they're not gonna email you and say, hey, you didn't complete it. They're gonna wait for you to figure that out. Takes a while. So make sure you do that. So enter 0 on each line that has no dollar amount to report. Don't leave it blank. If you leave it blank, the state of California goes, oh, they forgot something. It probably is important. We're gonna say this is not complete. All right. So any questions there? No? Okay, next slide. I think maybe we skipped a slide. Yeah. All right. So the top third of the slide, you will see it asks for your unit name, your PTA number, your PTA name as it is on your bylaws. For instance, it's not, this one's John J. Smith Elementary PTA. It's not just John Smith Elementary. That won't get it. It's your legal name. You need to have your street address. And then on the right-hand side, you've got your state charitable trust number, your corporation or organization number, that's your FTB number, and your federal employer ID number. All three of those go on this as well. If you don't have them, they're in your bylaws. If not, contact us and we will look them up for you. Now, on the right, the left-hand side talks about the balance sheet part, your assets. Your assets are the cash on hand, including the balance in the checking account. Will we be sharing these slides after the meeting? We can do that if you leave your email. We can do that. We can share them with you. But they will also be on the website so that you can listen to this again as you need to. Okay, so the cash on hand in your checking account at the end of the fiscal year, which is June 30th. Savings, most PTAs don't have savings. Investments, you shouldn't have any investments. Land and buildings, you probably don't have any lands or buildings. Your other assets are spiritware inventory, PTA owned equipment, like, for instance, if you have a popcorn machine, you would say you would judge the fair market value of that and put it in there. And you would list all of those things that you may have as assets, okay?
Over the years, assets do depreciate. So is there,
You don't depreciate them. Do they depreciate them, Donna? No,
so if you have like a popcorn machine that's 10 years old,
it's still a popcorn machine, whatever fair market value is now. Okay. So the question was, do they depreciate? And Donna said no.
Well, okay, you don't register depreciation, but each year you put the fair market value of what it's worth at that time when you're filling out the form.
Okay. The right-hand side of that is for liabilities. Accounts payable, you should not have any accounts payable. Salary payable, you should not have any salary. The only people in third district who have salary is third district because we have a secretary. Other liabilities, shouldn't have any of those either. So all of your liabilities should be 0. And
I got a quick question because you mentioned with investments, we will be having savings because we're trying to prepare for the next couple of years. Is the PTA allowed to put that savings into a CD?
yeah. Can they put savings into a CD, Donna?
It's not recommended. It's not recommended, only because CDs sometimes have a, like like they're locked in for a year, 3 years.
Yeah.
Then you're somewhat locking the PTA.
Locked in.
This current board is kind of locking in money for future boards.
Right.
So it's not recommended. It's recommended to put it maybe, if anything, put it in just a high interest savings account or whatever high interest you can, where you can actually pull it out if you need it without any type of
Penalty.
penalty.
Okay. All right. So then you get your fund balance there at the bottom, the total assets less total liabilities. Next screen goes up a third of a page. All right, so this is the revenue statement part. Revenue, cash contributions. For example, your membership dues that are not the portion forwarded. So for instance, if you charge $10 for your membership and you have to forward $5 of that for per capita, $5 of each member is what you would put on that line, along with donations that are made, any gift cards that are gifted to the PTA. Non-cash contributions are gift baskets for auctions, cases of water for like the Jogathon, and those people would give you a fair market value or tell you what they paid for it. Investments, program revenue, I'm sorry. Program revenue is spiritware sales or yearbooks or movie night. This is not, so for instance, if you have a movie night for a give back for your community, but you sell concessions, popcorn or drinks, you would claim that there. Special events include fundraisers or raffles or auctions. Other revenue, if you have other revenue, include, Donna has a hand up.
Oh, hi there. I just wanted to let you know, this annotated form, what's available on the California State PTA Leader website, the full forms to view. But these are common examples. So
Yes.
just keep in mind that for some PTAs, spiritware might not be a program. A program is something that doesn't generate income, although you might receive funds for it, but it's not generating extra income for your
fundraiser.
PTA. It's kind of a break even. But some
Yeah.
people do Spiritware as a fundraiser. So Spiritware would be under special events because that's considered a fundraiser. So if
Yeah.
you're buying t-shirts for, $9 and selling them for 10, that's typically a program because that $1 is just to kind of help for your overhead costs and maybe shirts you don't sell. But some people buy t-shirts for $5 each and sell them for 15 because they're
Right.
making a $10 profit. Therefore, that's when it makes it a special
A
event.
fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser and included in that section. So keep in mind, these are general places
General
where these
categories.
examples are. They're
Yeah.
examples, not hard, fast rules.
Right. Okay, the special events, we went over. The other revenue is if you have revenue that we haven't covered here, you can use a separate piece of paper and list them down on that separate piece of paper and turn that in with this form. The right-hand side talks about compensation for officers and directors. You should have none. Compensation for staff, you should have none. You're not paying staff. Teacher appreciation does not count there. Fundraising expenses, those are for like the jogathon, what it costs you to put the jogathon on. The chocolate candy bars that you have to pay for. You shouldn't have any rent. You shouldn't have any utilities. Supplies and postage, these are what you would pay for doing business as your PTA. For instance, if you're going to send something home and you are going to pay postage for everybody, that would be part of it. Supplies, for instance, you might reimburse your treasurer for all of the paper that she has to print through to do stuff, or for ink cartridges. That's perfectly permissible, but that's where this would go. Now, the insurance is what we pay for AIM. I don't remember offhand what we paid last year, 282, something like that. 285.
Yes, units last year were 282.
282. Okay. So that was last year, so that will go into that blank. So other expenses, I can't read what that says because I've got people on my screen. Let me see where it is. Okay, includes PTA.
I'm sorry, I need to correct myself. I
Okay,
was reading I forgot we're filing 2024-25. Insurance was
Yes.
288.
288.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 288. So the other expenses are program expenses for like Spiritware or your yearbook or gifts that you make to the school. You can make gifts to the school. There is a way that you have to do that. So if you want to give a gift to the school, contact Third District and we can help you do that the correct way. And you would also, like on the opposite side, you would include an itemized list with those total expense amounts. Okay. The next third of that, was that it? Okay. Is that the end? This is the third. Okay. If this is the end, no, this is yes. Okay. So the end of that page is a signature. You are going to want to sign it. The treasurer or the president can fill this out. It does not matter who. You print your first and last name and then you date it. And what you should do, so that's your CTTR1. Yes, Donna. You're muted,
Hi.
Donna.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Goodness, I'm so annoying, aren't I? So anyways, every so often on certain versions of Adobe Acrobat on your end, when you print it, it's going to have a large rectangle box and a huge X in the signature spot. It
Yes.
doesn't mean you don't sign it. Please sign over it, under it somewhere, because lately they've been accepting it, but then they say, you must submit a new one, but they don't tell you. Just make sure you sign the 2 forms before you mail them.
You have to sign them, otherwise they think you didn't do it right. All right, so
I have a question to ask.
yes, Denise.
And this is from personal experience as I
Huh?
learn my way through this. I
Uh-huh.
can recall going through the categories and there were certain boxes that were left blank and I had to hand write in the totals. Is that
Yes,
that's still the
I
case, right?
I have noticed that when I am going, so these are fillable forms. You can fill them on your computer. It only lets you go so far. When you get down to the bottoms where the totals go, it won't let you enter there. I have to handwrite them in. Is that what you're talking about, Denise?
Yes, and you're be sure and fill in every single box because if you don't total those out and handwrite it in, it will be rejected. So I just wanted to mention that from my own personal
Our
experience.
experience, yeah,
Yeah.
it's annoying. I don't know why they don't let you do that. Do you know, Donna?
Yes, I do. It
Okay.
depends on the version. If you have a reader version, if you're in the most current version, or if you have like the full Acrobat Adobe. Like on my
Okay.
version, it totals for me
Well,
because I
that's
have a
what
full version. If you only have the reader version, and especially in older format, it likely will not total. The
okay.
other thing, here's another little tip, because this is what one of the IT person at the Attorney General's office told me. Save the form to your computer, and you will have a higher likelihood of it adding up on your computer instead of being in the web browser on their site. So
Okay.
download the form to your computer and save it, and then use that form, and you have more of a chance of it totaling.
Good. Okay. You're going to want to keep a copy for yourself anyway, so saving it to your computer is a great idea. Okay, so you're going to sign that, and we are on to the next page. So this is the revised RRF1 form in total. It shows you what it looks like. Okay. So the first third, again, is all of your PTA information, your legal name as a PTA. You can say your list DB. I just leave that one blank. Your school address, your town. I always put my telephone number here and my email address in case they have to contact me. Just it makes it a lot easier for them. And then on your right-hand side, again, it's those magic numbers, the state charity register, your CT number, your corporation or organization, your FTB number, and your FEIN, your federal employer ID number. Wants all of those again. Okay, next part. All right, so this is the tricky part. So nobody else wants money except the AG's office. For filing with them, if you earn revenue less than 50,000, they want a $25 fee. And there's a scale that goes up. So you must include the check with your RRF1 and the CTTR1 when you send it in, okay? And then this is for the accounting period July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. That's the year you're going for. Your total revenue is from your 990N. It's from your CTTR1 or your 990 if you do the IRS, okay? And then your non-cash contributions, you can add those up if you have them. Otherwise, you put in a 0. And then you have, goodness. So your total assets are your net assets or your fund balances at the end of the fiscal year. So that's why we did the CTTR1 first. Program expenses, you're going to leave that blank. Total expenses, that's your IRS 990 filed or the total expenses from the CTTR1. Okay. And it tells you down below the gross annual revenue, that's from your 990N, from your CTTR1 revenue line. And that's what we're talking about. We're doing the 990N. Non-cash contributions, the fair market value or the donor declared value of non-cash donations like food, clothing, water, art supplies. Total assets, the 990N, or for your TR1 assets line. Program expenses, leave blank if your gross income is less than 50,000. Total expenses, the 990 file, the CT, I have to say it all together, CTTR1 total expense line. So you have to file that. Those numbers are from your CTTR1. That's why I say do that one first. All right, next part of that slide, next slide. Oh, this is showing you where you get those amounts from. So the non-cash contributions or your total revenue is from there. Your fundraising expenses, other expenses. So let's see. So your cash, savings, so other assets. So these go on to that front page. All right, okay, so total revenue is your gross annual revenue. Your non-cash contributions is from that revenue portion of the CTTR1. Your total assets is from the CTTR1, that part, okay? When you see the whole sheet, it makes a little more sense instead of breaking it down this way. But it helps to have it lined so you can understand where it's coming from. All right, next slide. Okay, so this is part B. These are questions you are going to answer. You are probably going to want to answer no to all of these. Number 2, where you say if any theft, embezzlement, diversion, misuse of funds, you only say yes there if the detectives arrested somebody. If you just reported it, it's a no. Right, Donna?
Correct. Suspicion of mismanagement is not mismanagement. You have to either file a police report or an insurance report, and their investigation has to be either ongoing or done for it to be considered theft or mismanagement.
That's what I think. Okay, so most of your PTA units do not use a professional company to fundraise for you. It's hard enough finding your own volunteers, and you don't want to pay a fundraising company to do it. So you just do it. Did you hold a raffle? That's the only question you might have a yes for, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And number 8, the way PTA does audits are not considered general approved accounting principle audits. So that answer is a no. Unless you have a CPA do your audit. then you can say yes. So for most of you, all of those answers to those questions are no. And then, yeah, if you do a raffle, you have to say yes, and you have to attach the full registration form, which we'll get to. And then at the bottom of this page, it has a place for you to sign it again. Your signature, your first and last name, treasurer or president, and the date. So you're going to want to sign it. You're going to want to keep a copy. For your information, 3rd District is supposed to get a copy of these forms as well. So you should send them to our PTA office, or you can send them to me, either way.
You want it as hard copy or do you want it as?
Hard copy. Either way, we have to print it out. So I suggest you're going to sign them. Make double sure you sign them. You're going to attach both of those forms and send them in the same envelope along with your registration renewal fee. And I suggest to all of my units that you send this via certified registered receipt requested back. You want proof you did this. The AG is not going to send you proof. The AG may in a few months say you didn't do it right, and they will tell you that. But for your peace of mind, it is a great help to have that return receipt green card that you get back that says, oh yeah, they got it. Because the AG's office is going to be getting a ton of these come November 15th. Yours may get lost in the shuffle and you don't want that. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay. So in order to do this easier next year, you can do a little more in-depth treasure reports. You might keep more detailed reports, for instance, for cash in-kind services. If somebody gives you water, you would have the fair market value of that. If somebody gives you a gift certificate, you would have a separate category for it. So it's different way of accounting, so it makes it easier on your treasurer to do this. So this tells you what you might want to do. I'm not a treasurer. I just read what Cheryl wrote because she knows what she's talking about. Do you have anything you want to add there, Donna?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Just, you want to make this job as easy as possible on yourself. Okay, this is for the registration for a raffle. And we're going to go real quickly through this. Does anybody here do a raffle? Raise your hand.
Not yet.
Where do you, okay, so Rachel, where do you need to send the forms? Where you need to send the forms is up in the top left where it says mail them to the Office of Charity and Fundraisers. And there's a PO box and Sacramento. That's where you mail those forms to. Okay? All right. Now, if you want to do a raffle, you have to apply at least 60 days before you do it. Otherwise, you can't do it. You have to, there's a form for the NRP1, 60 days before your raffle. You have to submit, but the box is checked. Next slide. we're going to go through this. Don't forget to sign. They will reject unsigned forms. And then the next one, you will have to report on your, okay, so when you are filling out the forms for doing raffles, it's a $30 fee to file that form. What you're going to want to do is put every possible raffle you might want to do on that form. You may not do them all, but you don't want to list them one at a time and have to pay the $30 fee every time. You don't have to be real specific on when you're holding it. Just in general, you're going to write down what kind of raffle you want to hold and where. Now, at the end of the year, by February the 1st, you have to file a report for your previous raffle activity of the previous year. They say it's helpful to include a copy of your fundraising event or flyer. If you applied for the raffle and you didn't hold it, after all, you still have to submit this form. Just say that you didn't hold it. Okay, so you have to submit the form. Otherwise, they won't give you a new form to do it next year. All right, we're gonna skip this. They want you to briefly describe what you are using the funds for. If you don't have anything in particular, you can use the California State PTA mission. Okay. Again, the report's due by February the 1st. New applications won't be approved if you did not report the previous year. And non-raffle report. Oh, this questions, were some or all of the raffle proceeds used for the benefit of another eligible nonprofit organization? Yes or no? Did you share this with the Elks Club or the Girl Scouts or whatever? So add additional sheets if necessary. Not recommended. Okay, there you go. And that is, yeah, don't forget to sign it. Don't forget to sign it. Keep a copy. All right, so again, I'm Peggy Parker. I am the PTA tax assistant for 3rd District. I actually took Chan's name off of mine. Cheryl is our treasurer, not the leadership, but you can ask her any questions. Are there any questions so far that we didn't answer? I know we went really quickly. There was a lot to digest, but you will have time to do it during, looking at it when it's been recorded or looking at it online, or, you will have time to digest. That's why we gave you a month. If you don't think you can get this done in a month, file for an extension before November 15th. File for an extension. It's okay to do that. All right. Now, is it Donna's turn?
I was going to say, is there anything that we missed, Donna, that you want to highlight? Are there any questions anyone has for Donna? And then we're going to give everyone an opportunity to stay in the room, and we can set up some breakout rooms to do some individual one-on-one. Go ahead. Yatsiri, am I pronouncing it right? Go for it.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you. I had a question regarding the raffles. If we were to have a raffle at the beginning of the year for like a membership drive, does that constitute to add that into that portion where it says to add your raffles?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. Why would you have a raffle for the membership drive?
So if in order to, so we don't get any income from it, right? Like we absorb that portion of the membership. So in order for more members to join, we thought about doing a raffle. Whoever joined during a brief period of time, those members would get a spareware item. And
So is that a
it-
raffle or is that a door prize? Because everybody who signs up gets that. Because if everybody gets it, it is a door prize,
okay.
which is
Well,
not
it
a
would,
raffle.
okay, so a door prize, everybody gets it, but if it's just two people, that would be considered a raffle. Like if we were to choose from, say, 50 members signed up during a brief period of time,
Uh,
and two members were chosen at random for doing that membership drive, then that would be considered a raffle.
I'm sure that's a raffle.
Donna,
get-
I think Donna has some clarity on this. So let's see what
Yes.
she.
Okay, it's not recommended to do a membership drive in conjunction with a raffle. The reason being is once you start combining the two, that's no longer membership money. That ends up being you have to submit that as raffle money. So you have to keep track of it separately and it's no longer considered like membership income. And it's a weird percentage as to how you have to do it. And honestly, it's kind of a bookkeeping nightmare because the portion, like whatever the prize you gave becomes like, it's kind of weird because part of the membership doesn't belong to you. It's just,
Exactly.
it's too confusing to keep track of. So it's not recommended.
That's good to know, so we don't do
The
that.
thing is remind your people that their membership covers like typically like how it was described in, years ago is that your membership money that you're collecting, it's helping to kind of like run your basic needs of your PTA, the portion that you're keeping, so that you can provide these fundraisers for your kids. Just make sure that you advertise the fundraisers you're doing and the benefit you're doing for the school. You're providing this, this, and this, and you are and the programs you're providing and such so that they want to become members because that portion helps to keep you going and running.
Perfect. Thank you so
So,
much for that clarity.
okay, so Rachel had a question. If she's over 50,000, can they still do it themselves? So Rachel, I have filed a 990 EZ once. It wants a lot of information. It wants your officer's information, their addresses. It's a lot. And if you have to file the long form, the 990 itself, you are going to want a tax professional, a nonprofit tax professional to help you do that. And it is a legitimate PTA expense. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you anywhere between $300 to $500 to do it. But it is well worth it because you don't want the headache of being the one to prepare that. And it's just a headache that you don't want. I, as a treasurer, did not want it. It was difficult. So I hope that answers your questions. We have a couple of names for nonprofit tax preparers that we can give you. And you can see which one is closer to you, which one you like better, what their costs are. If you have somebody in your school community who does this and they are willing to do it for you, by all means. But it's just a headache you don't want to buy.
So it's not a rule, it's just
It's not
best
a
practice.
rule,
Okay.
it's a best practice
Okay.
because it's just difficult to do, especially for most unit treasurers who are doing this for the first time and they're not bookkeepers and they just don't know anything about this. That's why we are doing this tax prep workshop to give you guys a grounding so that it gives you a leg up to start with. And Donna has her hand up.
If you decide to do it on your own, make sure that you are filing the 990EZ electronically. It must be done that way. It cannot be done on the paper form and mailed in. It has to be done through an IRS approved e-file service provider. It still will cost you, there's one that's actually free, but then it doesn't do the FTB 199. Then you have to go to another site and pay extra money to do that. There are some sites that will do both, like maybe you pay $150 to file the 990EZ. Once that's approved, then you just click a few buttons, pay $50 to file the 199 with the Franchise Tax Board electronically. There might be one company out there that helps fill out the RRF1 and CTTR1, well, RRF1, and then you do you send in the copy of the IRS 990EZ, but most likely there's rarely, and I think I found one time. So you'll still have to fill that out and either file electronically or mail in the forms. I will have to say that the electronic forms are maybe similar to, like if you do your own tax filings and you're using TurboTax, it's kind of like that kind of platform. But keep in mind, you're typically using numbers that a prior treasurer put together. If you're a new treasurer. Now, if you're if you were the treasurer last year and then you're filing, it makes it a little bit easier, at least because you know all the numbers and such of that what you for your term. So just make sure you file electronically and you also file all 3 filings with all 3 government agencies.
Thank you.
A good question by Amy in the chat.
Yeah, so Amy has a question in the chat. She says, am I understanding this right? Raffles used as incentives for the membership drive can be considered illegal because you're technically charging a fee for the chance at a raffle. Well, I don't know that that's it. So the definition of a raffle is you are paying money to get something. It's like a lottery. It's gambling. So it's a gamble. To connect it with membership is a little fancy, I think, because
It
because
makes the
like,
membership a raffle.
yeah, it makes the
part of the membership a raffle. Therefore, you have to get a raffle permit and then file the raffle report at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
if you
not
didn't-
it's not illegal, but it just has different requirements. It's no longer a membership drive.
It's no longer a membership drive.
It's a
And
raffle.
remember, when you do a raffle, you are supposed to file to do a raffle 60 days beforehand. That's why I say do door prizes instead of raffles.
And we do have time, folks, if we wanted to jump in.
File for doing a raffle, then yes, it would be illegal.
So Tom was saying if you didn't file for doing that raffle for the membership, then it would be illegal. Technically, probably. I don't know. Who's gonna call you out on it? I just don't. Just don't do it ever again.
You don't want to jeopardize your status. That's
No.
the
What
gist of it, I
happens?
think.
What happens is that on the following year, when you complete your RF1 and you say yes, I had a raffle, but so if you file the raffle for a raffle permit, then it's fine, you can do it. But
Right.
at the end of the year, when you file your RF1 and you click we had a raffle because you had a raffle along with your membership drive, then they're going to clue in and go slap on the hand, you didn't file for your raffle permit. So they're going to charge you for that. And right now they typically just give you a slap on the hand and say, oh, now you have to file for your back year of raffle permit.
Yeah.
But you don't know what's going to happen in the future. All of a sudden they might have a $100 fine slapped on top of it, or they're not going to give you a raffle. If you do it twice in a row, maybe they're not going to allow you to hold raffles for 3 years. You just don't know what's going to happen, what the penalties will be, because they're always changing their laws and their penalties and how they do things.
Thank you. Amy was saying thank you, so now she knows how to understand and explain it to everybody else. Okay.
Sue Jean also mentions that if you have a parent that is a CPA or tax professional that offers to do your taxes, make sure to clarify whether that parent is volunteering their services or if they're expecting to get paid.
Yep,
Because that has bitten at least one of our PTAs that a parent said, oh, I can do that because I'm a CPA.
Yeah.
And they were expecting to get paid where the executive board was
Going-
they were volunteering
yeah,
to do it.
yeah. So, all right. Any other questions?
So, yep, exactly. Opening
All
up for
right.
questions. And we also have the chance for any folks that want to stick around and go into a little bit more deeper dive. I've assigned some breakout rooms.
Okay.
And so if folks are interested in that, want to pause a minute before I open up the rooms. I have them broken up. So Donna has 3 folks, Peggy has 3, and I'm taking 2. Are we
Okay.
good with that? Everybody good to go? You want to jump into a big breakout room and just see what we can talk
Okay.
about? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open. I'm gonna open them up.